It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you're hungry. Talk that talk.
North Carolina Central University student Miles Gresham was shot and killed last Thursday at an apartment complex near where he lived in Durham. It was several miles from the NCCU campus where he was a senior business administration major. He grew up in Prince George's County. The 22-year-old was set to graduate this Saturday, but he'll never get the chance to walk across the stage. Police in Durham say Gresham was driving when he was hit by gunfire. It was 3:30 in the afternoon. Seen video shows the car he was driving had smashed into two other cars in the parking lot of the apartment complex. When police arrived, they found Gresham suffering from a gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police are calling it an isolated incident. Gresham's mother shared these photos of her son from kindergarten to high school to young adult and a family vacation. His mom described him as very smart and humble, often flying under the radar. NCCU's chancellor issued a statement saying Gresham was a dedicated student with entrepreneurial aspirations. He diligently selected his courses each semester, aiming for a path toward future success. Actively involved in campus life, Miles served as treasurer of the Metro Eagles Club. His friendly nature and enthusiasm for the Wordle game will always bring forth smiles from those who had the pleasure of knowing him. His mom tells me the family will accept his diploma at graduation this weekend. Gresham had planned to start an internship in Seattle this summer. Police are saying they've not made an arrest in this case. In Prince George's County, Darcy Spencer, News 4.
The university is offering counseling services to student and staff who need it.
Paulding County 11-year-old murdered in cold blood right before he was about to sit down at the family dinner table. His parents say he got mixed up with the wrong crowd. We have Atlanta News First anchor Tori Cooper joining us live in studio tonight. Tori, heartbreaking story. You spoke with that boy's family.
I did, Savannah, and this is really unimaginable for parents that go through things like this. And you can see from this picture that we have right here, bullets went right through the window of this family's home. And because the suspects are still on the loose tonight, Xander's parents chose not to show their faces in this interview.
Two of the older kids were asleep. I had just got done cooking. We was about to eat some chicken.
William and his wife Sharita say they were just about to sit down at their family dinner table with their children.
We heard a loud banging on the door.
Right after we heard that, we heard gunshots. So I had told my kids to get down, and I just started calling 911. My 14-year-old, Tugga, he came in there crawling on my floor, calling 911 too. And I heard him saying that his brother had been hit. Sharita immediately went to check on her other son, Xander, and found the unthinkable. So I jumped out my bed and ran in Xander's room, and that's where I found Xander laying on the floor. Her 11-year-old son, Xander, was shot and unfortunately died in his room in their family home. His stepdad claims a group of kids who knew his son shot up their house from outside.
He's friends with two of the guys. One guy, the guy that came shot the house, I guess mad because our son was friends with the other guy that he was mad at.
Xander's mother says her son was focused on what mattered in life and had a bright future.
Sunday mornings, he would get up and watch church online and worship by himself in his room. He was very popular. He was a student counselor at Hal Hutchins Elementary. He was just a loving kid.
The news of Xander's passing is hitting the family hard.
I know my grandson is dead.
Xander's grandfather, Paul, says nothing will bring back his grandson, but tonight he has a message for the suspects.
Come on and turn yourself in, because it's just a matter of time before you get caught.
Now, Xander was just in 5th grade, and his parents still don't understand why anyone who knew their son would want to target him in this way. No one else was hurt, but police are still searching for the suspects. They say you can tip them off without giving your name. We've left that number on our website. Alan?
All right. Good morning. Today it is Wednesday, May 1st. It's the first of the month. Wednesday, May 1st, May 2024. This year is flying by. These years fly by, don't they? 2 young lives I don't know what I would do if I had a son and he was shot and killed just about to graduate from college, or in the case of this 11-year-old kid in my own home, the safety of our own house, someone shoots up our home and kills my son while we're in there preparing for dinner. How much y'all want to bet in both instances of these two shootings there was somebody black who shot and killed these two individuals? I'll bet my life on it. In fact, I used to be weird when I was younger. I used to be kind of leery of black people moving their kids way out into these white school districts. I have a friend who lives way up in Forsyth County. He moved his kids up there. He moved from College Park, Georgia, when the kids were little small kids. He bought a farmhouse out in Forsyth County. And I was thinking, wow, what are you taking them kids way up there for? Man, that man did the right damn thing to get them boys up out of College Park and up there and past up to 400 in Forsyth County. He bought a farm, basically. Farmhouse. They have little chickens and animals up there. It's a drive, but he got his boys into a safe neighborhood, safe schools, and he was on target because the area now is very diverse where he lives at. The schools are diverse. He was just a little ahead of the curve, but his kids are safe. They're safer out there in Forsyth County than they could be in any of these areas where other black folks live at. We don't care about each other's lives. I'm willing to bet that college kid that was shot and killed, either them people knew him or it was something happened and somebody decided to take that young man's life and shoot up his car. And when they find those people, I'm willing to bet is somebody black who did it. Yesterday I did a video about a guy who lives in Atlanta who was killed in Columbus, Ohio. Well, they got a warrant out for a 19-year-old kid, a teenager, some black teenager, I was going to say his name. They put a warrant out for his arrest. Hold on a second. Hey. Huh?
No, I see if you got my text. I was on the way.
Oh, come on. I'm here.
Okay.
All right, bye. That's the guy about to finish this tile work in the basement. I still got a little bit of tile work I got to do down here in this kitchen. And I'm meeting him this morning so they can get started on it. I was trying to push this shit off for another week, but I need to get this stuff done so I can get those appliances into that kitchen down in the basement. But we got to tile the backsplash. And I still ain't picked out the backsplash because I can't figure out what to pick out. But that's something else. We're doing the white folks problem. I don't know what tile to pick out. Versus these parents. I guess my little issue of trying to figure out what tile to pick out for that basement backsplash for that kitchen is very minor when you got two families trying to figure out how they're going to bury their son, and they got to walk across the stage and get their diploma. And they went through all this trouble. They went through all this to get their son through college, just for him to lose his life just a few weeks before graduation. Now, if you wake up every morning like I do, y'all, and I sort through these news articles, every day, all over the United States, black kids, black boys, black teenagers are being killed by other black folks every single day. Every day. It's like a war zone out there. Every day. So I have to ask you guys repeatedly, because I keep hearing people say this. I want to live in a black area near other black people and black this and black that. Why? Why are you putting your children's life at danger with these crazy ass niggas? They jealous, they envious, they hateful. They have access to all these guns and they will use them in a heartbeat. So if this boy was only in the 5th grade that got killed in Paulding County, which of all places, who thought something would happen in Paulding County? I would never thought anything would happen like that out there in Paulding County. But I can imagine they got a lot of black folks who then fled the city of Atlanta and fled some urban areas who live out there in Paulding County, because Paulding County is one of those counties where the real estate was really inexpensive. And there are a lot of rental properties out there. So I can imagine that Paulding County got the same problem that Clayton County got, that Douglas County got, that Henry County got. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say Henry County, but out there, Henry County may not be so bad as Clayton County. In fact, I'll take Henry County off that list. I think Henry County is pretty safe. But I do think up there near Conyers, Rockdale County, I think they got a problem out there. So Paulding County probably got that same issue because people who lived in these urban areas have been forced out of the city. But listen, live where you want to live. But when I went looking for houses, I looked at some of these urban areas, and I looked at all that crazy shit going on in these urban areas around them other ignorant-ass niggas, and I said, I cannot do this. I couldn't do it. You know, I'm thinking, every time I've lived in an all-black neighborhood, chaos, fighting, confusion, shootings, drive-bys, you name it, I've seen it. So I said, I don't want to live like that. Not at 54 years of age. You know, when I moved into the old 4th Ward in 1998, that neighborhood was off the motherfucking chain. It was horrible. People were getting shot and killed every night on either Boulevard or Glen Iris Drive. Drug dealers, drive-bys, there was all kinds of stuff over there going on. And I lived amidst that mess. Drug dealers were on my same street. Drug houses, all kinds of shit going on the street that I lived in. Now that house is on the market for $2 million. I'm going to figure that one out. $2 million that house they want for the house. Google it, 577 Rankin Street. They want they were asking $2.5 million. And it's still a little rough around the edges over there. People get upset when I say this about moving into these black neighborhoods or moving around other black people. You got to think about your children. See, when I moved into the old 4th Ward, I didn't have no children. I didn't. You know, it was just basically me and Earl. Well, I moved in the house by myself first. Then if I could turn back time, if I could find some way, I'll take back that key that I gave to Earl that day. Oh, if I could turn back time. Yeah, and I'm not lying. That was the first house me and Earl moved into. And if I could turn back time, that would not have happened. That was in 1998. That was the start of the breakdown. But let me unlock this door because they're going to be here any minute. And I'll be right back in a few minutes. And I forgot I didn't unlock that basement door down there. They pulling up here. I'll be back in a few seconds. All right. Got the door open down there. Had to fight them spider webs off down in that damn basement. I never really go down there. I got to do some of that basement quick. Once I get them appliances in, I might just go ahead and rent that damn basement out because I doubt I had all these plans. I was going to do something down there. I don't have the time, y'all. I was going to build a gym and do all this stuff and train clients. I just don't have the time. What would have been perfect if I could have found a personal trainer I could have rented that space out to. We could have shared the living space with the workout gym and train clients. That would have been perfect. And I just haven't had the time to really invest into that idea. I might have a little bit of time. I'm trying to get some of this stuff done before I take off to get my teeth done in Turkey. But anyway, y'all, I feel very sorry for these families who, back when I was growing up, you could live in black neighborhoods or areas around other black people and be okay. But now, y'all, I wouldn't do that with my children. For example, when I said I bought that house in the old 4th Ward in 1998, I would not have moved children into that area. I just ain't no way in hell would I have moved kids into the old 4th Ward. And everybody I know who did move into the old 4th Ward, when they started having children, because there were a lot of families that moved into the old 4th Ward. They were trying to get all these black middle-class families to come back into the area. And it worked for a minute, a little while. But as them kids got older, they said, okay, we can't stay over here in this hell. And they started moving their children out and going to different neighborhoods because it wasn't safe for a child to ride a bike up the street. Or it wasn't safe for a child to go play at the local playground over there. You saw that playground over there. At that time, the old 4th Ward, I bought that house in 1998. I sold the house in 2001, a few months before September 11th. If I had known what I know now, I'd have waited after September. I could have got a good deal on that house. I did get a good deal on the house I moved to Buckhead. I bought a house that had been sitting there forever, and it was a horrible renovation. It was a new construction. It was a renovation. It was terrible. I had to redo parts of it. Now that house in Buckhead now worth about $3 million. I had to set my ass there. But anyway, I don't know. We don't know what happened with that young man that was driving that car when that shootout happened. But I'm willing to bet you $1 million some niggas did it. That shot that boy. That was about to graduate from college. He lost his life, and we won't know the reasons why. But I can imagine they're probably going to find out people who did it in North Carolina. If I'm correct, that happened in Charlotte. I think it was in Charlotte. I meant to pull up that article again. I put the news article in there. I just think you got to be very careful the areas where you, where is this article at? Where's my history at? I'll see one of the stories. There it is. Maryland man killed in North Carolina days before college graduation. His name was Miles Gresham. And I was trying to find an article. I think I did find an article. What did I do with that damn thing? He just been a man about to graduate from college, and he was from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I don't know if that's near Baltimore. Young man out there going to, I mean, I don't know. I would love to know what college did they say he was going to. He was going to NCCU, North Carolina Central. Is that a black college? Does anybody know? NCCU, North Carolina Central University. Is that one of those black schools? I could be wrong, because I don't know why that sounds. What is that school? Let me just Google it real quick. I'm just curious what kind of school that was. Is it a HBCU? Let's see. No, it's not. It's it doesn't say. Doesn't look like it's no. It's not. It's not one of those HBCUs. Well, is it? I don't know. I see a lot of black people. Yeah, this is HBCU. No, yeah, it is black. It is one of those black schools. Yep, it sure is. I'm looking at it now. Well, I mean, that's not saying that means anything. But North Central Carolina University, North Carolina is a black school. It's HBCU. Could be a good school. You know, maybe you're just at the wrong place at the wrong time. I think there's going to be a lot that we're going to hear about that story. But his name was Miles Gresham. He was shot to death in his car several miles away from campus at an apartment complex near where he lived in Durham Thursday. He was only 22 years of age. The 22-year-old was driving. He was struck by gunfire about 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, broad daylight. His car crashed into two others in the apartment complex. Police call it an isolated incident. They have not made an arrest. Gresham's mother described him as very smart and humble, often flying under the radar. He was a business administration major. Wow. I don't know what to say. You know, be curious to know. We may never know what happened there, but they're probably going to investigate. And I think it's very sad. Also, I think, I was going to do a video about those 4 officers who were killed in North Carolina. I'm still rounding up the information on that to do a video about that. I think I saw a video. Normally I do is I look through these news reports, and I try to, before I do a video, and I like to at least read up on some of the stuff and see what took place. I have seen some of the stuff yesterday where these 4 officers were killed, but I still haven't seen what led up to this yet. But I think I saw a picture of the person who they suspect, the suspect. I'm not too sure. I'll deal with that in a minute though. But anyway, I just want to do a video, y'all. Some of these communities that we live in, that we desire to live in, are places that we want to go. I'm not I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way. I love black people. But I realized something years ago, something wrong with us, the way we treat each other. There's something wrong with the way black folks treat each other, how we will harm each other in a heartbeat, how we don't have love and respect for each other. I've noticed this years ago, and when I was in my 20s, and particularly when I first moved to Atlanta and I started getting involved in the gay community, I realized something wrong with these guys. Because people would say, I don't like Walter. And I'm like, well, what have I done to these people? They don't like me. They didn't like me because, are you smiling too much? Or you just seem so happy. And, they would criticize me because of the background I came from. I had a mother and father at home. My mother was a Jehovah's Witness, and I grew up in a loving environment for the most part. It was good. I had a decent childhood. I didn't grow up in no housing project like the rest of these po-ass niggas did that I met here in Atlanta. And they would meet my mother, and my mother was, it was just, listen, there was a lot of hate. I learned these some hateful ass niggas in the black community, and their hearts were evil. And if they saw you having any type of success, doing well, whether it would be in school or business or whatever, them niggas could not stand it. And I had to distance myself at a very early age from some people I became friends with. I said, I can't deal with this no more. Because that wasn't in my heart and soul to be jealous and envious to them, but they couldn't stand my ass. And so I just slowly started distancing myself, moving on, bought a house. I had to separate myself from these people. And I learned if you want to live, the only reason why I am alive right now is because I made a conscious decision in my early 20s. These niggas were no good for me. And they were trying to do so much devious stuff to me back then that I realized I had to get away from them and fast. And all those guys are dead now. And, from trying to set me up to just all kinds of crazy shit. And I realized what they were up to. And I said, okay, I got to get away from these individuals. And I moved out I literally moved in the middle of the night. And they didn't know where I was. And when I brought, so for me personally, I just don't like being around a bunch of ignorant ass black niggas because I know how their hearts are. I know they will kill you in a heartbeat. They will. In every incident that I've known involving niggas, I had a friend who was shot and killed in his house off of, he lived near Candler and Memorial Drive. He had bought this house over there. And somebody broke in that house when he was in there and he shot him inside the house. Come to find out the people who broke in the house and did this home invasion and killed him, this was like in the late 90s. He knew those guys. These were people he knew. And they did get them. But they found out that the people that he knew, there's those individuals. So I've always known the people who will harm you, there's going to be some of these niggas who know you. This young man that lost his life here that was shot outside the school, I think we're going to have a sneaky suspicion that he knew the perpetrators who did this to him. Just like this young 11-year-old kid who was shot in his own home, they know who it was. So, I don't know. If you have children, I strongly suggest you move your children someplace safe away from these other niggas. And I don't give a damn how y'all say, I don't like how you use the nigga. I don't give a fuck. This is about saving your child's life. Being around a bunch of ignorant ass niggas who's out to kill, destroy your family, kill your kids, break into your house, kill you, over nothing but jealousy, envy, and hate? Come on now. Common sense got to kick in at some point. I take my chances around some white folks before I run these jealous ass, hateful ass niggas. You ain't got to worry about them white folks trying to kick in your damn door and shoot you for your damn TV. Just because they hate your ass. Now, do what y'all want to do, y'all grown ass people. I had a very long talk with a friend of mine who's moving here from Los Angeles. He died to get to Atlanta. He said he wants to buy a house off Cascade Road. I said, don't do that. Every time I've told these guys, do not go to South Fulton County and do that, they come and do it anyway. See, from the outside, Cascade, South Fulton looks fine. Oh, beautiful. Black folks down there, nice houses and stuff. But when you get here, you find out, okay, now there's a lot of ghetto areas over there. I've had everybody I know that went down there, they had their cars stolen, cars broken into. Unless you're in a gated community with security, and they got a lot of gated communities down there with security right there at the gate. That don't necessarily stop people from getting in them subdivisions, though. I'd be very careful about moving to South Fulton County. There's too many niggas down there for me. Them schools ain't about shit. Horrible ass schools. And for what you're paying for them houses down there, you can get you something better on the north side of town or someplace in other parts of the city safer. I'd rather go up towards Mableton. Myself personally, Powder Springs, Vinings, if you want to be on that side of 285, but Cascade and further south, hell no. I would not do that. That's just my thoughts. Everybody I know who living down there having problems. Maybe I got one friend, he seems to be very content over there, but shit, his house, big ass house on all this land by itself, is gated and security. He got security running around there and all this stuff. Well, when I say security, he has security cameras and all this stuff, but he has an estate. He got a big ass house. There's him down there too. When you will come down there and visit, I said I've been down there to visit you at the house. You come over here and spend the night, hang out down here at the house. I said I have my own house to spend the night. I said, why am I coming way down there and spend the night at your house? Shit, we ain't fucking. You just die to get folks to come over to that house because you're lonely down there. Anybody come down there? I'm staying right over in Snow Mountain. That's another thing too. But we're another video about buying these big ass houses and sitting up there by themselves. As I made the same mistake. What the fuck was I thinking? Worst mistake ever. But anyway, I wanted to do a video about those two kids. I thought that still kind of broke my heart that these two kids. Tell me the door's open and stuff. Well, let me get off here. Today is Wednesday, May 1st. The year is 2024. Really make me another cup of coffee. Go down here and go over this damn project. I don't know what the fuck we're going to do down here. I still haven't figured out what we're going to do. We're going to figure out something. I got to get this shit done. All right, Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. I look forward to reading your all's comments, and I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful Wednesday. Beautiful day. Let me take these dogs out, too. All right, bye.